I'm Tim Royster here with Jolene Moore of Cross Country Mortgage. 2024 is here. Tell me, what's going on with interest rates and how's that impacting affordability?
You know, I'm sure you've all seen in the news. So the interest rates have improved, which are tremendous. So in the sixes right now. So obviously it's helped affordability. Now the thing to keep in mind is as we get further into 2024, competition is going to get greater and we may have impact to sales prices, right? So the affordability right now is ideal because we're not having as much competition as we may as we get further into the year.
It's kind of quiet for the last, like Christmas and all that. And all of a sudden about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I started getting the emails in. Like, could you tell us what's going on with this market? It's starting to happen. There's going to be a lower inventory still. Prices will appreciate anywhere from 3 to 4%. Let's talk about some different loan programs that people may not know about. I've got some friends right now that they have kids in college. Yes. And we're paying this ridiculous amount of rent off campus because they don't have any room for people. Is there a loan program that they may be able to use?
Well, what I think a lot of people don't realize is that when you have a child, in school, you can have them on the loan, buy it as a primary residence, and you, as the parent, be in what's called a non-occupying co-borrower. So you're not going to live in the property, but you're going to help them qualify. So they do have to have a credit score, so we want to make sure that you're helping to establish that score for them, getting a credit card, managing that, all of that. You can buy that as a primary residence with as low as 5% down, and then be able to have other people live with your child, to help pay the mortgage. As the child's there, it's his primary residence, you can buy it as a primary residence, and you're a non-occupying co-borrower.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, 5% down.
I know, it's a great way to start a real estate portfolio besides your primary residence.
You have a daughter at college out of state.
Yes.
And they have some requirements. So make sure you check in with your city and the college campus. They have criteria, right?
Yes, because some of them do have restrictions on how many people can be in a house, how many people can rent it, that kind of thing. So definitely want to make sure you check that to make sure you're covered, that you're going to be able to have people living in the house.
So your duplex can't have 10 frat buddies on it, right?
How many people are allowed?
If you think about it, maybe you'll collect rent from them,
correct,
offset that mortgage or more.
Yeah, I just had a client do that, and he said basically the rent that he's collecting is paying for the mortgage and more.
Is it an asset that would turn into an investment property after, let's say they graduate in 4 years, 3 years? Can you then continue to turn that into a rental?
Yeah, because as long as you've lived in it for 12 months as your primary residence, then you can convert it into an investment property. And I've had clients that have continued to keep it. You have to obviously manage it. Maybe, potentially get a management company or something, or sell it, after your child's done.
What other program right now are we not aware of that might be something we can use in 2024?
Well, the thing that's been amazing is, we all know about the meltdown that happened, right, in 08 and 09. And there was a lot of loan products leading up to that helped contribute to that challenges that we faced for mortgages. We now have some of those back, but in a much smarter, more restrictive way, in the sense that we have self-employed borrowers, we have bank statement program now. We have, for investment properties, we have what's called a DSCR. It's a cash flow loan. So basically, if the rent can meet the mortgage payment, you can qualify without the income restrictions. They're looking at credit, they're looking at assets. It's not just because you're breathing you get a loan, right? Which is what happened before. So there's just a lot of things that I want people to think about. If you want to get a mortgage and you thought, I can't do it because of this, or I write off my income because I'm self-employed, or whatever it may be, there's a lot of opportunities now.
Debt service coverage ratio,
yes.
DSCR. What can you really do with that? You already have a primary residence, you love the house, you're happy about that, but you're ready to do some more investing.
Like you were saying, a lot of people have equity, right? So what do they want to use to maximize for that equity? So you could potentially access some of the equity in your current home, use it as a down payment for an investment property. The DSCR, for the most part, the minimum down payment is going to be 20%. If the rent covers at least 75% of the mortgage payment, then you can qualify for this DSCR loan with 20% down. And the loan allows you to say, okay, the rent is going to cover at least 75% or more of the mortgage payment. So I don't have to verify income. I don't have to go through that process. All I'm verifying is my credit score as well as the assets. So we have the money for the down payment. We have the reserves that we need to make sure we can cover the payment should something happen. And that's primarily what we're focusing on with that loan.
Okay. And it is an investment loan, so
only investment properties.
So it means the interest rate will be a little bit higher.
That is correct. More risks associated with it, so there's more cost. right? It doesn't mean, again, that this is a forever type loan. You can have it for a period of time, a year, 2 years. And again, when rates do continue to improve, look to refinance it down the road, to improve that position.
What are your projections for interest rates, for the housing market regionally here in 2024?
Obviously, I have no truly idea of what's going to happen. I think rates are going to improve. Right? It's historically, you can look to see the feds are getting closer to what their goal is for inflation, which means our rates are going to improve as they potentially cut their rate, right? And so by the end of the year, we're going to be in a much better position interest rate wise than we are right now.